If you are unfamiliar, I have a Discord server that lets all of you guys submit pictures of your guys' fingerboard setups. And today I will be looking at some of your guys' fingerboard setups and giving it a rating 1 through 10. If this is anybody's first time watching one of these videos, this is basically how it works. Today, I'm going to be rating your guys' fingerboard setups 1 through 10, and at the end of the video, I'm going to choose my top 5 favorite fingerboards. Whoever has a fingerboard setup that I personally like the most will also receive a custom one-of-a-kind fingerboard. Let's begin rating my subscribers' fingerboards. This is the first fingerboard, and I honestly like this board a lot. Honestly, the parts on this setup actually aren't too bad, and it actually looked really clean as well. That setup is going to be a 6.5 out of 10. The next setup is pretty good. We have dynamic trucks. I don't really know what wheels or board that is, I'm sorry. This one is pretty clean though, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Here we have a pretty classic LC fingerboard deck, and I know that LC isn't like the highest quality fingerboard brand, but their graphics do kind of go hard. I kind of don't know what wheels these are, but they actually don't look too bad, so I'll actually give this a 7 out of 10. We have 3 different setups in this picture, and the one on the far left actually looks pretty good. I want to guess that those are dynamic wheels on that board, but again, I kind of don't know. Across the board, I will give all these setups about a 6 out of 10. Okay, when I first saw this board, I thought it was like an actual high quality like fingerboard setup that's just like narrow, but this is like a dollar store board with like a really cool painted graphic on it. Like if you look at this from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. Honestly, that graphic is really well done, but it is a dollar store board, so I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. We have a Berlin wood deck with Black River trucks, and I kind of want to guess that these are also Black River wheels. They kind of look like plastic wheels made out of like nylon or something, and I know that Black River does make some of those, so that's kind of my guess. Overall, pretty good setup, so I'll give it a 7.9 out of 10. I have no idea what is up with this board, but it kind of looks like it didn't finish rendering. Looking at this board closer, it actually does look 3D printed, so there's a chance that it actually did not finish rendering. 3 out of 10. Okay, this board might actually be one of the cleanest boards I've ever seen. I have no idea what board this is, but it does have Black River trucks, and I want to say those are maybe like lab wheels or something. Honestly, feel free to roast me in the comments down below for not knowing my fingerboard wheels. I have to give this setup like a 9.8 out of 10. I genuinely don't know what is more confusing, this picture or the fingerboards. Why is this picture taken like this of a cardboard box with a sock, a shoe, a kayak, and like a mattress fingerboard? I don't even know what these are, so I'll give it like a 2 out of 10. This setup has some of those new China trucks, and they kind of don't look too bad. Pretty cool graphic as well, so this is like a 7.5 out of 10. We have another Berlin wood deck, and I want to say the parts on this are a little bit better. I want to say those are ill pill wheels, but then again, I kind of don't follow that sort of thing. Honestly, solid 8.8 out of 10. I believe this is one of the first times I've seen these trucks on a different setup compared to mine. I made a video about these trucks a little while ago, but something interesting about these is these are actually like different trucks. They kind of have a little bit of a different shape to them, and they also have like holes cut out, which is kind of cool. I know this deck is teak tuning, but I'll still give it an 8 out of 10. We have a broken board on the left, and then a cowply board that looks pretty good. 7.6 out of 10. 2 more LC boards here, and they're pretty stock, so I'll give this like a 5 out of 10. Okay, this fingerboard is like pretty cheap with like the parts and everything, but that graphic is kind of cool. 5.8 out of 10. First of all, I just want to point out how good this like whole setup looks. Like not just the fingerboard setup, but just like that little like granite bench and stuff. Honestly though, this fingerboard actually looks so good. We have maple wheels, dynamic trucks, no idea what board that is, but this is a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, I do not know what the purpose of this is. I don't even know if I want to know what the purpose of this is, but you still managed to put the trucks through the foam, which is kind of impressive. At first I thought these trucks were just placed on the foam, but when you zoom in, you can actually see the bolts coming through. I kind of have respect for whoever did this because I kind of don't even know the point. I mean, 5 out of 10, I guess. I just need to say that this board looks brand new. This board doesn't even look like you got those parts in the mail. It looks like you went to the factory where they were made and assembled it there. 7.9 out of 10. This is now like the second board that's like super cheap, but it also has like a really cool graphic that somebody made. If this board was just like paper color, I would probably give this like a 3 out of 10, but now this is like a 5.5 out of 10 just because it looks so good. This board has like a pretty nice tropical theme to it, but those are some like pretty basic fingerboard parts. So I probably have to give this like a 4.5 out of 10. I just realized I gave like a poorly made paper fingerboard with Tech Deck trucks a better rating than this one, but it had to be done. Okay, if this board had dynamic trucks or Black River trucks, this would probably be like a 10 out of 10. But it does have kind of like cheaper China trucks, so I probably have to give this like an 8 out of 10. This board is like a little bit cheap with parts, but honestly that graphic is just like really good. I actually might need to buy one of these boards. 8.1 out of 10. We have another cowply board with the same graphic, and those Black River trucks are so clean. I kind of also like that the base plates kind of like match the whole theme of like the deck and the graphic. I've said it before how I don't really like busy graphics, but this is kind of like in between simple and busy, so it's like an 8.6 out of 10. This board also looks extremely new. The name of this board looks like a knockoff Berlin wood board. If this is actually a Berlin wood board, I'm just gonna get like completely roasted in the comments, but that does look like a paper graphic. Overall, it does have a really nice look to it, so I'll give it an 8.1 out of 10. I don't know what is up with this board, but Scrat is in the photo, so it has to be a 10 out of 10. Okay, I have my very own Hot Wheels fingerboard, but I did not know they made a Tony Hawk one. I might need to make a video about hunting for this fingerboard in Walmart because that board looks so good. Honestly, in like kind of the tech deck category, I'll put this like a 9 out of 10. I'm still trying to figure out kind of what happened to this board, but it looks like the type of glue is kind of like not good. I use a polyurethane glue for all of my fingerboards, so all the plies are like kind of like fused together better. And this right here is why you shouldn't use a water-based glue for making a fingerboard. 1 out of 10. Before I show you this picture, I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen a board like this before, but here it is. I'm still trying to figure out how this board was made, but I'm still a little bit confused. I kind of don't know what the purpose or function or even idea behind this board is, but it kind of looks funny, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I do not know where this deck came from, but I want one so bad. Most of you probably know how much I like just simple graphics with like simple colors and stuff, but I love this board so much. It has dynamic trucks. I want to say those are dynamic wheels, but then again, I don't know my wheels. I have to give this board a 10 out of 10. There's like no other option. I have way more questions than I do answers with this board. Like, why is a quarter of one of the wheels just missing altogether? Why is one truck facing the wrong way? And why is there just white paint everywhere? And also just where did that board even come from? We have to go into the negatives for this one, so -5. This board, I gotta say, is just the biggest board. That is like massive, like that is really big. I'm genuinely confused on where you got a piece of veneer that is actually like that long, but I'm not gonna question it too hard. 7 out of 10, I guess. We've seen a few boards that are kind of like complete jokes, but this has to be like the cleanest complete joke of a fingerboard. You cannot tell me that is a clean board. In like the joke category, I'll give this like a 9.5 out of 10. This board has some really nice parts on it. We have some board rails, and I'm pretty sure those are like pieces of zip tie flipped upside down and glued on. If you look super closely, you can see like a jagged line where it's probably cut. Still a really nice setup though. Gotta say 9 out of 10. Okay, what is even that? Like, why? Who made this? Not only who made this, why is it kind of clean? How did they take a finger shoe, put trucks on it, and kind of make it clean? I gotta say, like 10 out of 10. Like, props for making this actually look good. I have no idea what trucks these are, and I also don't know why like the kingpin on the truck. This looks like a DIY board, and it's also a very used board. There's like a full-on razor tail on that board, and also why is there no top bushing? I never really thought like a rustic look was possible on a fingerboard, but this person did it. 6.6 out of 10. We have a teak tuning board, and those wheels look like they're gonna fall off. It's also kind of cursed because it has a Santa Cruz sticker on a teak tuning board with like no Santa Cruz parts on it. I'll probably give this like a 3 out of 10 because it's just like not clean at all. Okay, we've seen this board quite a few times in this series, but every time it's just so clean. Pretty much any split ply board has like a nice clean look to it, but this one's just like busy, but also like very clean. I'm gonna give this a 9.3 out of 10. Speaking of split ply boards, we also have this one. At first I actually thought this was just like a red strip of like color on it, but that is actually a piece of wood, I believe. So clean how you have the base plate of the trucks matching that like red strip. Very clean setup, 9.8 out of 10. Okay, the graphic on this board straight up looks like a liminal space, and I kind of don't like it. I've been staring at this board for like a few minutes now, and I can't like figure out a single piece of the graphic. I want to say that's like a swimming pool with solar panels and like gardens and stuff, but it looks so creepy. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about this board, but it does have nice parts, and it's like clean in like a really weird way. If this was just about parts, I'd probably give this like an 8 out of 10, but I'm gonna give this like a 3 out of 10. I don't like it. We have a tech deck with some white paint and splashes of red all over it, and honestly the white wheels and the red wheels kind of matching with the board. It's kind of like nice and clean. If that setup was like a proper pro fingerboard setup, it would actually look really nice. Probably gonna give this one like a 4 out of 10. It looks like all these parts are tech deck parts, but I've actually never seen that deck before. I don't know whether I like it or don't like it, so I'll give it like a 4 out of 10. That was all the setups, but now I get to rank my top 5 favorite fingerboards and pick the winner. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the red and white split ply board. The parts on this board are really good. Everything matches really well. I think like if you added like white bushings, it would look just a little bit cleaner, but overall it has a really nice look. Rank 4 of my personal favorite fingerboards off this list is this cow ply board. This board has really nice bull wheels, and it also has Black River trucks, and everything just looks really nice. It matches pretty well as well. So this is my top 4. In the number 3 spot, we have this board. This is a Berlin wood board with dynamic trucks trucks, and it just has a nice look. These parts are kind of common for a Berlin wood board, but they still look really nice. That is the board that is rank 3. You guys probably saw this one coming, but my personal favorite board that is rank 2 is this one. There's something about just that kind of like doodle art graffiti look to it with all the matching parts. It's just so clean. I'm actually kind of inspired to make a board similar to this now. Everybody drum roll for the rank 1 fingerboard that also wins the custom one-of-a-kind fingerboard. The rank 1 fingerboard is this one. I know this board is kind of simple and it probably doesn't even have like the greatest parts compared to some of the other ones, but I just love the look of this board so much. If any of you know where this deck came from, I would appreciate it because I would actually want to get one. And this is the one-of-a-kind fingerboard that's going to be given away. Shout out to this user for winning this board. I will send you a message and get this board on its way as soon as possible. If you want the chance to win a custom one-of-a-kind fingerboard, go join the Discord down below. Go ahead and send a picture of your favorite fingerboard over on my Discord and you have the chance to be featured in a video and maybe also win a fingerboard. Join the Discord, first link in the description down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.